Hello guests, and welcome to the set of Link's Kitchen. Today, we'll be learning all of the ingredients that we need to learn about our special guest. Please give a warm round of applause to Mia Kawamitsu. Today, you will have all of the add-ins that you need to learn about Ms. Kawamitsu. First, we'll add in a handful of family and a few teaspoons of friends. Next, we'll mix in a handful of hobbies and interests. Finally, we'll whisk in her future and dream plans. This episode is sure to be sweet, and this new knowledge will definitely fill you up. If you look towards the screen in front of you, you will see Mia's loving family. They're an essential part of her recipe. First, you will see her father, Tak, Mia herself, her sister, Misa, and her mother, Hiroko. And of course, I can't forget her dog, Jojo, who is a 7-year-old golden doodle. As we can tell, Mia loves Jojo a lot. Mia really looks up to her mother, Hiroko. She admires that she can balance such a hectic schedule while working a full-time job and still is able to make time for her family. A healthy dose of friends is also vital in her life. As you can tell, her friend group is pretty tight-knit. Here's Rolando Martinez Rico, Ashley Hipner, Anna Bass, Mia herself, and Evelyn Zuniga in the front row. In the back row, you can see Jacob James and Nolan. I would describe her as hardworking, silly in the best way, expressive, and extremely indecisive. They spend a lot of time together, trying new food, having late-night talks, and constantly making fun of each other. Next, we'll add her hobbies and interests. Here are the various ways that Mia keeps herself busy. If she's not at school, you will probably find her reading a book or finishing college applications. Mia is an avid figure skater and has been doing this since she was 7 years old. She plays the oboe for concert band and was a part of the color guard for marching band this year. Mia's interests add some spice. As someone who enjoys music, you will probably find her listening to Harry Styles, Daniel Caesar, or any other artist that makes music that she can vibe to. Mia also loves to read, and one of her favorite books to date is Call Me By Your Name by Andre Aciman. She lives by the motto that everything happens for a reason, including her years spent abroad in Japan, where she lived with 3 different host families and found a love for food. Here are just a couple of the various meals she tried while in Korea and Japan. Mia may have a sweet tooth, but she loves food of every variety and culture. The final ingredient we have to add are her future and dream plans. Mia does anticipate attending college at any of these schools: the University of Southern California, American University, the University of Iowa, Iowa State, Drake, or Occidental College. She plans to study international relations and maybe even film. Her future job would entail traveling for the Department of State and working as a foreign officer. She would essentially be a diplomat, dealing with affairs that reach beyond the borders of our country. In 5 years, she hopes to be done with her undergrad and moving on to her master's. If she could pick her dream future, she would like to work for the United Nations and have all of her student debt paid off. She can see herself with a few dogs and a husband. She wants to live in New York City or Washington, D.C., but she could end up moving around a lot since she may be needed in a different country altogether, which would definitely help her try a plethora of new dishes that she can bring back home. Looking back on the recipe of Mia's life, we can see the perfect blend of friends and family, hobbies and interests, and her future plans. While no recipe is truly perfect, this one is pretty close. Mia's life has many different exquisite flavors, full of many different components that make for a riveting episode full of savory information. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Link's Kitchen. Don't forget to remember this recipe for when you see Mia on a different big screen in the future, making peace and trying new food.